Alright, um, I want to do a quick video speaking to, I don't know if it's the ignorance or blind our leaders are, right, or they just willingly withholding information in terms of the direction that we're going with this current health crisis, right. I put up this picture here because it signifies that we are being led by the blind, right. Oh, before going any further, let me just say, Kalal, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, to the brothers out there pushing this word in all sincerity and in truth. Shalom. This is the brother Kanai, uh, again with another episode, GMS 5 Minutes of Israel. Alright, and I will title this video Mandatory Coronavirus Testing Coming to Jamaica. Alright, one of the biggest thing that they're doing now, let's first get a precept. Alright, so it's Matthew chapter 15, verse 14, and it reads, "Let them alone, they be blind leaders of the blind, and if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch." Alright, now, one of the biggest things that they're doing now is to come up with a way of making the coronavirus test mandatory. One such way is the claims on what I call it, asymptomatic. Alright, I think that's the word. Right, these individuals are individuals who they claim to have the disease, coronavirus disease, but they don't show any symptoms. Right, and let me just get this article supporting the point. Alright, so it is titled "Mandatory Testing Can Halt Coronavirus Outbreak." Right, written by Robert Carlson, medical doctor. Alright, and you can find it on the coronavirustoday.com. Alright, it was also published 23rd of March 2020. Alright, and it reads, "Identify, then isolate asymptomatic people and can reduce COVID-19 disease cases." An Italian academic has claimed striking evidence that most people infected with COVID-19 disease show no symptoms but are still able to infect others, which he says has huge implications for coronavirus testing policy, particularly in hospitals. Published in the BMJ on March 23, 2020, Sergio Romagnani, professor and head of clinical immunology, Department of Internal Medicine at the University of Florence, has reported blanket, meaning in Jamaica here, this would mean island-wide testing, is in a completely isolated village in northern Italy, saw the number of people with COVID-19 symptoms fall by over 90% within 10 days. Local health authorities repeated RNA testing of the entire 3,000 residents of Euganeo, located 50 kilometers west of Venice, during mid-February 2020. Alright, anyone with positive test results was then quarantined. Within 10 days, the number of people sick from COVID-19 fell from 88 to 7, Romagnani reported. In an open letter, the authorities in Italy's Tuscany region, Romagnani, the odd name to call, wrote that the great majority of people infected with COVID-19, between 50 to 75%, were asymptomatic, but represented a formidable source of contagion. So they are saying that these people, even though they're not showing any symptoms, they can potentially pass the virus on. And so the only solution to mitigate against this is to test everybody. So the test must be mandatory. Alright, the percentage of people infected, even if asymptomatic, in the population is very high and represents a majority of cases, particularly but not only among young people. Isolation of asymptomatics is essential for controlling the spread of the virus and the seriousness of the epidemic, he said. He concluded that employing large scale testing to find and isolate asymptomatic cases, particularly among health workers who might unwittingly pass the virus to colleagues or patients, was a vital strategy in containing the spread of the disease. You can read the rest of the article. I'll put the link in the description, right? But that basically support the idea that they're moving towards mandatory testing, right? Um, Another article that I have here, right, titled Coronavirus Testing Update, Island-wide testing confirmed results on 2nd of April 2020. The government announced today that it is establishing an, an island coronavirus antibody testing program following the purchase of 150 tests from a UK supplier, with the first batch of 50,000 tests due to arrive in the next a few weeks. This is to help determine who is and who is not immune to the virus. A separate consignment of 5,000 COVID-19 diagnostic test kit cartridge that tests for the presence of the virus, not antibodies, is currently on its way from California via the Netherlands and the UK. The government is working closely with the supplier and international authorities to ensure that the tests will be delivered as soon as possible, and they will now be supplied in multiple separate batches to speed up the delivery of the first consignment. The government was recently informed that the delivery date of this batch was made public earlier this week is now later than originally intended. Alright, so they're embarking on an island-wide test as well. That's why they're buying up these supplies. Alright, so most these places, you see that they're taking the initiative to do an island-wide thing and making the test mandatory. Alright, now the information is out there. This is something that you can see, but our government is not telling us this, which is why I started the video the way I did. Right, Matthew 15:14, blind leading the blind, both of them shall fall into a ditch. Alright, but I guess the book must be fulfilled. Why? Because um, not everyone will see this, and you're seeing that being played out now. Not everyone will see what is coming. Right? Surely the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets to his servants, the prophets. Right? I'm gonna get Daniel 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, which is right around the corner, right? Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But though, this is the point, but Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Right, so the book has been sealed. So a lot of individuals won't see this, but the Lord came back and gave us this understanding. Yahweh Shai. Right? It's not what Yahweh Shai. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right? So the book was shut up. Right? So even though the works were done for the foundation of the world, right, you know, the narrative is being played out now when we're seeing it come to pass, and there's supporting evidence to it, in terms of the prophecies being fulfilled from the book, right? A lot of you individuals won't see this. Your leaders won't see it, right? Your leaders won't see it any at all. All right. Revelation chapter 5. All right, so I just read that the book was shut up, right? We get Revelation 5 verse 5, and it reads, One of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book, and to loose the seven seals thereof. So the Lord is the root of David, according to Revelation chapter 22, I believe, right, the very last chapter. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb as it had been slain. So the Lord is seen as a lamb because he was ultimate sacrifice for our sins, right? Having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 Spirit of God sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat on the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of waters, which are the prayers of saints. And they sung a new song. What is this new song? Right? This empire coming to an end and our new kingdom coming. Right? It's saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation. This is why he is the Lamb. Right? Ultimate sacrifice. Right, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. So our new kingdom is coming. Right, but in order for that to happen, this one must come to an end. So this age is coming to an end right now. Right, and as I pointed out earlier, a lot of you people won't see this. Right, this is Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10, and it reads, Make the heart of these people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed. So a lot of you people won't see this. Your eyes are shut. Right? Your eyes are shut. Right? You won't see this in your thought. Right? Let me get the next article. Alright, so it's from foreignpolicy.com. Titled, Without mass testing, the coronavirus pandemic will keep spreading. Alright, so it says, when a patient arrived at a Chinese hospital with acute respiratory distress in mid-December 2019, there was uncertainty about what was causing these symptoms. Known pathogens were quickly ruled out. It was not SARS, MERS, or influenza, and quickly a novel coronavirus was detected. When doctors tried to raise the alarm, police threatened them, and health officials initially said they have no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission. So here again, right, it says that the police threatened because they threatened the doctors because they wanted to raise the alarm that this virus is dangerous. They wanted to, communicate to everybody else that they need to be on the P's and the Q's, and they need to look out for this thing, right? To control the spread, right? But they were threatened, right? And these police were acting off what? Instructions of their government, which is why I said to you, these people are blind leading the blind, right? They believe themselves. The politician said the other day, Andrew Wallace, he said what? This initiative is not of him. He is merely a follower, and he believes that it is a good initiative, right? What initiative, right? What is he following, right? That wasn't declared in his speech, right? But we know, right? And he's following this, but he's not declaring it unto his people, right? Right. He said when China finally informed the World Health Organization of the outbreak through its China office on December 31st, 2019, it was clear the government was privately worried that it was not going to be easy to contain or manage. Right? Government was worried, right? I get another precept. This is Isaiah chapter 9. Verse 15, and it reads, The ancient and honorable is the elders of the society, right? These men are expected to be the leaders according to traditions, right? He is the head and a prophet that teacheth lies. He is the tail for the leaders of these people. Cause them to hear. The leaders of these people, right? And they that are led of them are destroyed. So this is what is coming, right? You people don't know what is coming because you leaders did not declare it unto you. They will know it, but they will not declare it unto you because their whole aim is to keep you calm and keep you following the instructions. Right? If you watch those movies like Contagion and so on, one of the main aim of the government is to reduce panic, to keep the masses calm. So certain things they won't tell you, right? But mandatory testing is coming. That's what they're moving towards, right? Let me get another article. Alright, so this is from gis.gov.jm, right? Jamaica Information Service. The title is Government Prepping to Combat Community Spread of COVID-19. Community spread. Alright, it says the Ministry of Health and Wellness is ramping up surveillance and testing as the country approaches the final stage of the spread of coronavirus, which is community transmission. It said we are now testing all severe acute respiratory illness that are presenting to our hospital, said Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jacqueline Bisasor Mackenzie. She noted that initially we were testing only those that came from Sentinel hospitals, and over the last week we have tested 36 of these persons from hospitals across the country with pneumonia, severe respiratory infections, and they have all been negative. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is ramping up several. So this is basically repeating what I just said out there. Say, we are now going on to increase that testing to all hospitals that have persons with severe acute respiratory infection who do not have a link to any imported cases, she pointed out. So no imported cases, they have no connection, no link. Right, so who are these individuals? Dr. Mackenzie was speaking at a press conference at Jamaica House on Monday, March 23rd. Community transmission is the final of the 4 phases of the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. Community transmission. What do they mean by community transmission? The other 3 phases are having no cases, having sporadic cases that may be imported, and having a cluster of cases with a larger number of persons linked to the imported cases. Dr. Mackenzie explained that community transmission is when you are now identifying within the community persons that you cannot link to any imported case or contact with an imported case. She noted that 300 beds have been, so this is the point right here, right, is when you are now identifying with the community persons, within the community persons that you cannot link to an imported case or contact with any imported case. So they are talking about these individuals who resides wherever in the community in the island and have not came in contact with any imported case of corona patients, right? So the only way to really control the spread according to phase 4 that was declared here by the doctor is to initiate an island-wide coronavirus test, right? So they have to make it mandatory in order to be effective, right? And so they will need all you individuals to do what? Take these tests, right? That's what they're pushing, right? And that's what they're leaning towards, apparently, based on this article, all right? So chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 56, verse 10. and it reads, his watchmen are blind, they are all ignorant, they are all dumb dogs, they cannot bark. Why I say dumb dogs? Because usually you would have a dog, a watchdog, to alert you if you have an intruder, right? That's the reason for having a dog, to alert you. So him bark and make nice, right? They cannot bark. So if him can't bark and him dumb, him not serving purpose. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber, right? He say, yeah, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough, and that this is why you're hearing in so many corruption and so many politicians involved in these corruptions, right? Because they want to 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 um, take advantage of the power and authority and get access to money, right? Tax, because they say taxpayers' money, right? They cannot have enough. They are greedy, and they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own, so they are in this thing for themselves, not for you, the people that they're leading, right? Everyone for his gain from his quarter, right? And let me just get um, you know what? Never mind. So the point has been made here, right? The plan on making this thing mandatory. Mandatory quarantine, mandatory testing, and so you can look out for that. Hope this video was edifying, right? And with that, shalom.